What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Nintendo Land, and we have more news on Super Mario Bros. Wonder with some leaks coming out that might give us some really interesting information about what this game is going to be about and its difficulty, including some new items and returning items that could be coming. So there's a lot to dive into. Now, this leak today comes from the famous Zippo, so like always, take it with a grain of salt, but these leaks don't seem to be anything like too outrageous, just some really, nice, good information that we needed, because we really haven't gotten a lot about this game since the first trailer. We've been kind of, quiet about it, for good reason. It just got revealed. We'll get more information about it during the September Direct, probably. But with that in mind, once again, keep everything you hear today with a grain of salt. We don't know if any of this is confirmed yet, but let's talk about what Zippo had to say. Zippo says, Super Mario Bros. Wonder is the first brand new 2D Mario in over a decade, but if you think this game is going to be a walk in the park, then you're in for a rude awakening. It's a Mario game, so of course it's going to be accessible for everyone, but I'm hearing that Nintendo has ramped the game's general difficulty up quite a bit, so much so that humorously, the game has apparently been absolutely decimating testers and people working/localizing the game. Talk about a challenge. In fact, internally, Nintendo has called Wonder the next Super Mario Bros. 3. Now that is insane. So apparently Nintendo is treating this game differently than the past 2D Mario games, because if we played really any of the new Super Mario Bros. Games, they're all incredibly easy, at least except for the DS version. I think the DS version had some difficult levels, the original new Super Mario Bros. For the DS, that is. But yeah, these games have been pretty easy for a while, and they really don't take much to beat because they kind of appeal to more of a general audience for kids and families and stuff to play together. But this one apparently is going to have some difficulty, and it's apparently been decimating playtesters, making it very hard for them to complete this game, which is really exciting to me because I feel like that's something that general Mario games, in general don't really have. It's difficulty. They're normally very easy to complete and, maybe a little more difficult to master, but never really anything teeth grinding. It never really quite feels like a Donkey Kong game, for instance. You know how hard Tropical Freeze was? I don't think it ever has reached that level, so to see that it might actually do so with Mario Wonder is exciting. Not only are we getting a nice, brand new, refreshing 2D Mario game, but one that actually has some competitive difficulty, which I love to hear. And the fact that they're comparing it to Super Mario Bros. 3 internally is insane, because Super Mario Bros. 3 was tough. I'm telling you, it was one of the first games I streamed on this channel with my friend, and we were just getting completely destroyed. Even though I beat the game like 4 or 5 times in my past, it will always continue to challenge you because of the tight platforming and controls, and apparently the same thing is, happening here. Zippo goes on to say pretty much the same thing. In terms of controls, physics, and core difficulty, Super Mario Bros. 3 is apparently the main game Nintendo decided to base Wonder off of. Also, I'm not sure how many people who read my blog have actually played Mario Bros. 3, but it was hard. Those last few worlds will wreck your blank. I'm serious. So yeah, like I said, Mario Bros. 3 is a mess sometimes with how difficult it can be. But continuing on, we can already see the inspiration in a few ways. Firstly, take a look at the trailer once again. Notice how much faster Mario and company are. They've not been this fast since at least Super Mario World, I'd say. Also, the platforming seems to be much more precise and tight rather than new Super Mario Bros. Series, loose controls and physics. Huge improvement in my mind. But then he goes on to say, we can also see the inspiration in the story so far is following a similar beat to the story of Super Mario Bros. 3 in that game. Mario and Luigi travel Mushroom World to save the rulers of the kingdoms that neighbor the Mushroom Kingdom. We'll once again be doing that here. This time we're traveling to the neighboring Flower Kingdom, where it looks like Bowser and his troops are invading the kingdom for some sort of mysterious purpose. Now you'll probably know, or maybe not know, Miyamoto has actually stated that Mario Bros. 3 is one of his favorite games. So that would make a lot of sense for him to want to kind of return to something like that. And that's definitely interesting, to go back to one of the hardest Mario Bros. Games for a modern 2D Mario. And I could not be more excited about that idea. I think that's what Mario needs, and, going back into the Mario Bros. 3 style, once again, because you're going to kingdoms, you're saving kings with the wands from all the Koopalings, it is kind of making sense and, calling back to that game. So I completely see that. But we have some more information about this game outside of the difficulty. Zippo says, lastly, I've been told that there's going to be a lot of power-ups, so get ready to see some of your favorites return, and capitalizes lot, so there must be some crazy things. and even returning ones. So the returning ones, I guess, include Tanuki Mario, Ice Mario, and Mini Mario. And then states, and that's just a few of the power-ups we'll be seeing in the game. All in all, the game is obviously sounding amazing. I'm also elated to hear that the difficulty has been ramped up. It's been ages since the last challenging Mario game. I'm chomping at the bits for the next big bit of info to show up. More soon. So yes, we're going to be getting lots of items. Now, so far, we've only seen a Super Mushroom and a Fire Flower, and everything else that Mario has turned into looked like it was the effects of the Wonder Flower. But it looks like we'll be getting lots of items. I mean, we've also saw Elephant Mario, which was pretty cool, which was one of the new ones, and I'm sure there's probably even more new ones that turn Mario into other animals or something. Or maybe that's just the new main power-up of the game. We know how every new 2D Mario game looks like it gets one, like, special power-up. You know, New Super Mario Bros. U had the Super Acorn, and New Super Mario Bros. We had the Propeller Mushroom, and also the Penguin Suit, I guess. So yeah, we could be getting another new ability, but as far as returning, Tanuki Mario, just a staple. Once again, Mario Bros. 3 makes sense. That's where it debuted, and we could be seeing that return. Ice Mario is a cool one. I don't really have much else to say about that one. That one was in Mario Bros. Wii, and also came back in Super Mario Bros. U. Really, like I said, not much else to say. And the Mini Mushroom is making its return. I can care less about the Mini Mushroom. I've always hated the Mini Mushroom. I don't know, I felt like it was just like a gimmick just to get into small places, and it didn't really do anything besides make you maybe run slightly faster and jump higher, but it just, like, I always got myself killed by this thing. And you always had to somehow have one of these on your inventory in order to get into that section of that level. Like, sometimes they didn't even give you a Mini Mushroom in that level. You just had to carry one with you and then drop it at the right spot, which I just hated that. So hopefully they're not used in annoying ways, and maybe they'll find some more fun things to do with the Mini Mushroom, but I don't know. In all the games, I just felt like it was just a waste of time and just a way for them to drive me insane in order to find one in like a Mushroom Toad house or something. Yeah, but the fact that Super Mario Bros. Wonder is apparently going to be as hard and kind of called back to Super Mario Bros. 3 is super interesting to me. It was always one of my favorite classic Mario games, and it's one of the hardest ones definitely to date. So that the fact that we're getting a new modern change for 2D Mario, and not only is it changing and looking so much better than New Super Mario Brothers, it's going to be way harder apparently. So what do you think about this information? Do you think this is correct? Do you think this game is going to be harder than the past 2D Mario games we've been getting? Are they finally going to amp the difficulty up on a Mario game for once? We're going to have to wait and see. But let me know what you think down below, and make sure you leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed this information today. It goes a long way, so stop what you're doing. Just leave a like and subscribe. It's going to take real quick. We're almost at 250,000 subscribers, where we are going to finally hit that big milestone, and there's some fun videos in store for you then. But thank you so much for tuning in, and like always, I'll see you all on the next one. See you guys.